Howdy. I'm here in my Yellowstone outfit to talk about the absolute best month of the year to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. And if you're hip to what I'm talking about, you already know the best month of the year to be a Dallas Cowboys fan is August. The worst month, December, January, every year for the past 30 years. I'm about to sit over there and watch them suck a lemon again on another season after being a Texan now for 25 years or so. I've just been back now for a couple of years, but I was a fan when I was a little boy in Virginia. That's because the Cowboys were so popular. They were on my TV. They were in my market. Even though I didn't live anywhere close to their market, I can catch most of their games. And as a boy, repetition, I saw that Lone Star. I saw those uniforms. I liked it. I remember Tony Dorsett and Danny White and Randy White, Ed Too Tall Jones, Drew Pearson. I remember those folks. And then we had a rebirth with Aikman and Irving and Emmitt Smith. And we got a little fake out there with Tony Romo and so forth. But I knew the team. And when I moved here, even before I moved here, I visited. I came for a conference, and a friend and I were driving towards Fort Worth, and we went by Irving, the old stadium, and I saw it with my own eyes. I'm like, man, this is not through TV. There it is. There's Texas Stadium. There it is. And now to be a resident, I'm telling you, I didn't know Dallas even had other sports teams. When I moved here, somebody asked me how I felt about the Mavericks. I'm like, who are they? I didn't know they were a basketball team. I watched basketball back in Virginia. I watched a lot of basketball in college. And I followed the Bulls because they were on TV a lot. I didn't know about the Mavericks. Didn't know at all. I didn't know that this area had a soccer, we do have a soccer team now, but I didn't know that they had hockey. I was at a sports bar with a buddy. The buddy got up to go to the restroom, and in the booth next to us was a gal sitting by herself. So I was by myself. I chatted her up a little bit, and she said she was there waiting on some friends so they could watch the Dallas Stars game together. I said, is that baseball? And she just looked at me like, you're kidding, right? I don't know. Found out later it was hockey. I didn't know there was a baseball team out here, a professional baseball team. You hear the name Texas Rangers, you know they're somewhere in Texas. I didn't know they were in this market, the DFW market. I didn't know, but I did know the Cowboys. And isn't it interesting that of all these teams I didn't know about, they've all won championships. The Stars have won the Stanley Cup. The Texas Rangers have been to 3 World Series. They went back to back, 1 strike away from winning. They lost. That was a kick in the stomach for a few years. But then last year, they won the World Series. Speaking of 3 times, the Dallas Mavericks have been to the championship 3 times, the NBA Finals. And they won once in 2011. They got a good squad, apparently. They went to the finals last year. But the team that I did know about before, all of them, I can count on one hand the number of playoff games they've been to since I've been a Texas resident. On one hand. Patrick Mahomes, in his small career, which isn't over yet, by himself has been to more playoff games and won more playoff games than the Dallas Cowboys have in the past 3 decades. That's why August is a good month for us. It's a month of hope. And how? How is it so bad like that? I saw a story earlier in the year of the most valuable sports franchises in the world, and the Cowboys were number 1, worth I think around $10 billion at the time I read that article. So they don't need my money. I can't imagine going there to pay for the experience to watch them lay an egg again. spending $6 for a pint of water. No, I'm going to watch it over here. With all the leg room I want, my water costs $2, 2 cents per pint, not $6. That's crazy. Sit yourself down with that mess. Maybe that's how you pay a quarterback $3 million per game, over $3 million per game, $60 million per season. That's $800,000 or so per quarter. That's bananas. And you can't win? Clearly you have a payroll. Yeah, I know there were some injuries. So what? That's how Dak Prescott got his job. Tony Romo got injured. That's how Tom Brady got his job. Somebody got injured. I think it was Drew Bledsoe. That's how it happens. You need to be ready. Micah Parsons gets injured. You're telling me there's nobody else on the team that can effectively run and tackle and sack like he can? They've got a big payroll. They can't find somebody else to do that. You don't want to be ready and have your come up moment? The Cowboys have gone through more head coaches, it seems, in the time I've been a Texan than we've gone through starting quarterbacks. I don't even know the current coach's name, not by heart. It's Mike something. I won't need to know tomorrow. He won't be on the team anymore. Maybe. We'll find out. There'll be a story either tonight or tomorrow morning or by Tuesday for sure whether or not he's still going to be the coach. And maybe that's part of the problem. You come in, you only have a 5-year plan. They're only allowed 5 years. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my lifetime, in my own lifetime, the Steelers have only had 3 head coaches. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. That's it. 55 years. That's all they've had. Maybe if some people came in and they knew they weren't going to get fired so easily, maybe they can turn things around. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure being the coach of the number 1 sports franchise of all, not just in football, but of all. They'll probably lay another egg today. They specialize in laying eggs. I'm thinking about going to Cowboy Stadium and picking up a free dozen. They cost too much at the grocery store. Just go get a free dozen at the Cowboy Stadium. And if they're not laying eggs, they're sucking on lemons. That should be their new mascot. Somebody in a cowboy hat with a Cowboys jersey on, squatting with a lemon in their mouth. And since they got this hand free, just shove that up their nose too. That's how cool they look right now. Somebody sucking on a lemon, laying an egg in the middle of the field, just dropping a stinky load every week. I didn't even know I was this much of a fan. I didn't get this emotional when I'm watching the game. As soon as it's over, I don't care about commentary. I shut it off. I don't want to hear what they have to say. I don't watch the press conferences. I'm not that kind of fan. It's just once a week, and I give them 3 hours while I'm cooking dinner. But I own nothing that says Cowboys on it. I ain't that rich. I ain't rich at all. I mean, why would I want to spend, $100 on a jersey, an authentic jersey? That'll get me 2 tanks of gas these days. I watched them, that's enough. What do you think the excuses ought to be? $10 billion. They pay one person $60 million contract per year. $60 million per year. And he got injured. And they still can't crank out a winning season. Even if they win today, I think the record will be 8-9. That's a losing season. That's less than 50%. Anyway, I was rooting for the Steelers last night. I think they're still going to be in the playoffs, but they lost. Was it a 4-game losing streak? Anyway, thought I'd have a little fun. Put on my little cowboy hat, my Yellowstone outfit. I'll talk to you all in the next one.